Hello everyone, I'm Rafael Alvarez and this is Alvarez Metalworks. So, as you read in the title of the video, got a new welding helmet. Haven't opened up the box yet, pulled it out of the Amazon box, that's where I got it from. It's a helmet made by Phace. I'm getting ready, it's sitting right here on my welding bench. So we're getting ready to open up the box and see what we get inside of it. First and foremost, let me talk about a couple of things. Because you guys have seen these are made overseas. These are the same exact helmets that Snap-on is selling. They're just rebranded for Snap-on's name and marked up considerably. Snap-on sells the Gen Y. What I got is the Gen X. I'll explain to you guys what the difference is. Essentially, the Gen X is an auto darkening helmet, but it has a fixed shade auto darkening. What that means is you don't have the adjustable dial to dial it in for, you know, shade 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. It goes from, you know, not shaded to shaded to shade 10. That's your adjustments. The Gen Y has the dial on the outside of the helmet for you to fine tune to get the shade that you want. Now, most of us, I'm not gonna say most of us, but a large majority of the people that are doing MIG welding and doing welding in general like to use shade 10. That's gonna be safe for your eyes, but everybody's got different sensitivities with their eyes, and their eyes, some people need it to be a little bit lighter, some people need to be a little bit darker. Depends on their eyes. So for me, shade 10 is what I usually weld at. I've been using a Harbor Freight helmet for a long time, and my issue with that, I mean, obviously I don't like really the green screen on there. It's not the best screen in the world, but you know, it's not the best helmet in the world. The biggest issue that I have with it is that the adjustment knobs are on the outside and they're constantly moving, and I'll flash myself because of it. Basically it'll end up bumping it and turning it way down, or bumping it and turning it way up, and then I can't see anything. So anyway, decided it was time to try out a new helmet. These Phace helmets, let me show you guys the box. Okay, see these Phace helmets. Well, first off, got this through, it's wellfabulous.com, but they sell through Amazon, but they ship by themselves. So they gave me this 10% off coupon. And another thing that was in the box, it just showed me some clamps and stuff that they also sell. Gen X series. These are your options as far as what the helmet's going to look like. Okay, your DOA, your black ASP, which is what I got, your Reaper, and your Chameleon. This Reaper one it must be a new one, because there's another one called Flame or something like that, and it doesn't have the mouth on it, it's just all flames. So I'm not sure what the deal is with that. They show some of these other helmets on here, the Gen Y and whatnot. Anyway, let's get to opening this. Enough flapping my lips. Okay. First and foremost, first thing I noticed is that they gave me a bag for it. So that's pretty cool. Got some grease in here. Got a booklet here, owner's guide. Tells you how to basically tear apart the lens and, you know, all that good stuff, probably to adjust the headgear. I know that I had seen this helmet firsthand through Snap-on. That was the Gen Y version of it though. Like I said, the only difference is the auto darkening lens. All the headgear and everything else about the helmets are exactly the same. The headgear was a little difficult for me to figure out intuitively. Same with the Snap-on guy, to be honest with you. So there's your instructions on how to figure all that stuff out. So the bag's as good as any other helmet bag I've ever seen out there. It's got their logo on it. Some people may think that's cool. I don't really give a crap. So there's the helmet. Pretty good looking helmet. Real neutral design. This is not stickers. I don't really know what it is. I don't think that this is necessarily painted. It could be like some weird, you know that graphic stuff that they've been using to dip guns into? It's like water and you dip the gun into it. You dip plastics into it. That's actually what it looks like. I'm not sure if that's what it is, but that's what it looks like to me. Hopefully it's durable, you know, but if it's not, it's just, you know, it is what it is. It's gonna get scratched up like any other welding helmet I own. So, the Gen Y, the knobs are right here on the helmet, okay? That was nice that they used a sticker, a static sticker that came right off. I'm not sure, I'm not gonna even begin to judge and say if those things are, you know, if you'll bump them, will they move and things like that. But I went with the Gen X for one reason and one reason only. Amazon was selling this for 50 bucks, okay? So, I'm not even gonna begin to try to say anything other than I was being cheap, okay? The big thing though is that this is a Chinese helmet. It's a completely different design. You see this whole lens here, you actually can see through this dark section of this lens. This is a shade 10, but it's not auto darkening, it's fixed shade. The only auto darkening part is this center section here, but it allows you to have a 180-degree peripheral view. That's the selling point on this, okay? Now what I noticed when I tried this on with the Snap-on guy is that the headgear was adjusted pretty far away. So, which is great if you're using respirators. I do sometimes to keep myself from getting a bunch of junk in my lungs. But if you're really trying to utilize this 180-degree view, you're going to need to be able to adjust your headgear to get your face closer to the lens. So, if you look inside here, you know, again, there's no adjustments, there's no nothing. This is just going to go straight to shade 10. Okay, the other thing that I want to say is the Gen X, unlike the Gen Y, the Gen Y, has a brighter lens when it is not darkened. Okay, this would be like, they rank it as a 3 versus a 4. The Gen Y is a 4, this is a 3, so it's brighter. I don't know how helpful that'll be because it's going to be based on sensitivity. We'll try it out, you know, in a future video and, you know, do a little bit of a long-term review on it and let you know if I'm able to do any kind of grinding with it. But the cool thing about these helmets is that I can remove this entire face shield or the eye section, and I can replace this with a clear lens. I can also replace it with a complete fixed shade lens if I don't like the auto darkening element, okay? And if I wanted to, I can get the Gen Y element and put it inside of this. Now granted, I won't have this, but you know, theoretically I could. So anyway, let me try this bad boy on and we'll see what we think about it. Well, don't have my glasses on my head. I got a huge melon, so I'll probably have to adjust the heck out of this headgear. The back knob on here is just like, you know, the real common ones. You press in, you turn it. Okay. I will say this, right now the helmet needs to be adjusted, how far it comes down. Maybe not. It seems to be pretty good. Definitely need to open it up because this is for like infant heads and I've got like an elephant head. Yeah, it is a little high for me. So, but there's some adjustability right here so that you can have it so adjusted so it stops at a certain point so it doesn't just crash into your face. So anyway, I'm going to play around with this stuff and I'll get back to you guys in a quick second. But what I wanted to show you as well is that you not only have the adjustment here in the back, you have an adjustment here, an adjustment here. So you have quite a bit of adjustability on this helmet. And this back piece here, it hinges. So it seems a little bit flimsy as far as the plastic is concerned, but I'm not entirely sure. You know, only time will tell with that. A lot of the reviews have complained about the knobs here loosening. I'm very well aware of that. It is a very, very common complaint. I've seen a number of people say that they fixed this by putting Teflon tape on here. I'll figure it out. I'm not a dummy. If I can figure out a way to keep these knobs from loosening up on me. So anyway, sit tight. I'll be right back after I play around with this for a minute. So, as you guys saw, I was able to use my 3M respirator. If you guys are interested in this, I'll put a link down in the description. If you guys weld, grind, stuff like that, these are an absolute must. This is large size for my big face and head, but it's 7503. I don't know if it's going to focus on it. Whatever. 7503. The filters are 2097. I'll put a link where you can get these. Pretty affordable. Get the mask and the filters for, it's got to be under 40 bucks, maybe under 30, I forget. Either which way, so far so good. I'm pretty happy with it. I believe this is authentically a true shade 10. If anything, maybe it's a little darker. I'm not talking about the auto darkening. I'm talking about, let's see if we can get this to focus for you guys. There we go. I'm talking about this section here. Okay, again, you can see through that. Now it's a little cluttered, I will say that, because you have all the frame for your auto darkening lens, so you can see all that stuff as well from the inside as well. But the reason I wanted this is because I do a lot of automotive fabrication, as you guys know. When I'm underneath vehicles, I need a nice tight helmet. I don't need something big and clunky, and I need something that will allow me, because sometimes you can only get your head in there so far. And sometimes what I'll end up doing is I'll turn my helmet to the side like this so that I can kind of look out of my peripheral. This wide viewing lens will allow me to do that. Okay, now I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys. I've got a buddy of mine that also has this helmet. He's back in Arizona. He does vehicle fabrication as well. This is somebody who has run with a fixed shade, flip down helmet for years and years and years and years. Big, bulky, skull shaped deal. He went and got one of these, but the skull version of it. And he says he's really happy with it. He says he does have issues with this knob. The other thing he says that he has issues with is most traditional welding helmets. Let me grab my other one. The lens is somewhat protected. And what I mean by protected is when you put this down on the table, the lens is never going to come in contact with the table. Unless you got like tools or something like that, pieces of metal. The lens itself will never come in contact with the table. Okay, that's my Harbor Freight one. This one, because of the design of it, the lens will absolutely come in contact with the table. It will hit it and it will scratch it. So again, it's all going to be based on preference. I'm not trying to sell you guys this helmet. I'm trying to answer questions for you guys that I had regarding this helmet. Okay, I haven't struck an arc with it yet, so I'm not going to get into that. That'll be a later video. This is just my initial impressions. I do like the headgear. This little back thing, the pivot here, I need some time with it. I'm not used to that. So you saw when I took off my helmet, the respirator, I tried to flip it up and it kind of slid off my head a little bit. But that's also because my respirator headgear goes underneath this. But this started pivoting on me and the helmet came off. I do like these adjustable, the two adjustable head crown parts. I can get them nice and tight. Right now, the depth, you know, the headgear depth, so your face can slide forward into it, I have it in the middle setting. I can still see out the peripheral real good. It still allows me to be able to put my respirator in there. And it's not sticking out where I'm seeing a lot of light underneath here, okay? Even without the respirator. So I think that's a good fit for my head. When you're tilting the helmet, it does have, you know, that ratcheting kind of clicking motion in there. But again, these things are known to come loose. So if you want to get one of these helmets, just be prepared to address this at some point. When you do go to adjust the helmet here, you need to loosen these knobs up almost to the point where they feel like they're coming off, and then you can loosen it. Not a big deal. I'm just trying to give you guys, you know, the rundown. But all in all, I'm pretty happy with it. I can't wait to be able to actually not just strike an arc with it, but I want to work on a vehicle. This was actually supposed to be here on Saturday, and I was welding on some rock sliders on a Toyota Tacoma, and helping my buddy of mine install a rear bumper on his truck as well. There's no videos for that though. I was really hoping this was going to show up then, because with my Harbor Freight helmet, it was kind of bulky and I kept hitting my head on things, and you know, it wasn't hitting my head, but it was hitting the helmet. It was very frustrating. I wanted to use this because I wanted to see, would that situation be a lot more comfortable with a nice tight profile helmet, especially here on the bottom. And even at the top is, you got a little bit more of your head exposed, so you may want to prepare for that. You may need to wear one of the welding bandanas or the little welding caps so you don't burn your head, especially if you're upside down underneath the vehicle, okay? But so far, I'm pretty excited to check it out. I may take it to work because I do a little bit of welding there too. So, but yeah, thanks for the support. Thanks for watching. Like always, subscribe, comment, like the video, and notice you can get a lot of fingerprints on here too. So it's up to you guys. But again, 50 bucks, you can't beat that. Harbor Freight charged me 50 bucks for that other helmet. So, and I got a bag with this one, and I got a better viewing angle with this one. And I can tell you, even though it's a green lens, it's a better lens than the one in Harbor Freight. It's a little bit more clear. So, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the follow-up video on this. So, talk to you guys later.